Hello? Hello, stream? This chair's far too bad. There we go. Hello? Hello, hello? Alright, why is this left on? It's so loud. So loud. Hello, meat creatures? People? People of the depths? All good? Cool. It's a new week. I forgot to change it to live chat. I may not see it update. Hold on. Don't say nothing. Okay. All good. Can I hide this live? I think I can. You see nothing now. What are we doing today? We are playing Ark Survival Ascended and Taming Deinosuchus. I'm live. It says it's sent. Alright, cool. Now I can make it not dark. Can you please craft CS Omni Tool? Can you please not... Can you please not give me such amazing ideas? Yeah, I can make the CS Omni Tool. Wow. One thatch. Oh, wow. I've heard it's good. I remember hearing that it's good. I'll make the CS Omni Tool. My friend's been telling me about it. I just gotta figure out how it works. Cool, the audio is already messing up on my headphones. That's great. It's Ark. Because other games don't do this. Audio is super choppy. Cool. CS Omni cool. I don't think I'm going to be using it. Try it out. Not right now. Not right now. This is... You'll be in love with it. I know what it does. You can teleport creatures to you. I think you can teleport... You can teleport yourself to other... teleporters, like ones that are public or ones that you have, and it does other stuff. I'm not gonna be in love with it, but it's a cool tool. No, I didn't say I won't be using it. I just don't think I'll... To tame a Deinosuchus? I'm gonna be using an Omni tool to tame a Deinosuchus. Really? You think I'm gonna be using... You think I'm gonna need you think I'm gonna need the CS Omni tool to tame a Deinosuchus? I've tamed them before without it. I could tame them again without it. Why would I need it again? The stream. We're not even 5 minutes into the stream. Oh, you meant overall. Okay, I was gonna say we're 5 minutes in the stream and you're already confusing me. Why am I looking? Hey, what's up, Medusa from Oxford? Oh, that's not what I... Completely different notification sound. Okay. Cool. By the way, can you collect all Bob's Tall Tales notes on extinction if you want? Not right now, Ragebait. No. I'm thinking we're gonna go to Ragnarok. Because I like Ragnarok's swamp biome. Because it's so open and flat. It shouldn't be hard to find a Deinosuchus there. Or tame one there. But we will see what I decide. Yo, what's good? What's up? I forgot how to pronounce your username, but I recognize you. You know who you are. I know who you are. What's good? We're taming Deinosuchus today. Hey, someone glazed the thumbnail. Come on. It's an amazing thumbnail. I'm kidding. I'm thinking. Hold on, I'm getting situated. I'm getting mentally situated. That's why I'm running around checking stuff that I don't need to be checking. A Cairo. Oh. That's funny. That's so funny. My friend's so funny that messaged me. Oh, hey, Shoebill, I want you to know something, man. I'm friends with Cuck Destroyer, so I asked him if he was in chat last time when you tried to say, oh, I see the Cuck Destroyer in chat, and everyone else was like, he's not there, and he's like, and you're like, no, I see him, it must just be on my end. I asked him, he's like, I was never in chat, I didn't have time to join the stream at all until after it was over. So when you lie like that, just for the sake of lying, I can catch you on those lies. just thought I'd call you out. Just thought I'd call you out. Just thought I'd let you know that he's my friend. So I can catch you on lies like that. That's funny. I have my wyvern on me. What am I doing? Let's just go. We'll just leave the wyvern at the base. I thought that would be funny to just like call you out like that. I've done plenty of red drops. I'm good. Stamina's good, but these guys have plenty of stam. I think more health, since I don't got a good saddle on this guy. Why do I get the feeling Shoebill's trying, or Ragebait, is trying to get me to do anything else but tame a Deinosuchus? He's like, check out the Omni tool. Find all the notes on Bob's Tall Tales on Extinction. A red drop has spawned. It's like, we're here for Deinosuchus today. Not anything else right now. Shoegay. It's just funny. I found it funny. It's like, hey, can you do this? Hey, can you do that? No, you're just gaying. Oh my goodness. It's just gaying. We have two different types of trolls in chat right now. I think Shoebill tries to be a little more subtle about it. And then Cuck Destroyer is just like, you're gay. I mean, you can even see the difference in the username. One's like, I'm gonna name myself Ragebait because someone asked me to. And then Cuck Destroyer's over here like, I will name myself the Destroyer of Cucks. And I will specifically aim my hostility at Shoebill. Ooh. This did not used to look this way. Is this the same place that you... Or is this a new guy? Sure is quite the upgrade from what I remember it being. Quite the change. I think I liked how it was before, though, but better. It's definitely not bad. It's still kind of... Well, it's kind of a box. Not too much. Nah, it's not really a box. Oh, he's got a bio grinder. Who cares? Everyone has that. Land! I want to check out the base real quick. A frame house? Okay. His tribe tower isn't active. He's got one, but he doesn't have it active. He's got a lot of these cryo fridges. Oh, this isn't a proper gate, but it looks cool. I like what he did. No, it is a proper gate. I thought those were... No, never mind. What's this? Embryo incubator. Interesting. Imagine this is my friend Mike on here. It is not. He does not play Ark. There's no way he'd be this far ahead of me either. Look at all this crap, dude. He's got no polymer, but he's got tons of organic polymer. He's got 17,000 of it. It's a decent sized place. Kind of worried to be in here because I'm hearing noises. Alright, let's get high up. We don't need to get too high up, because we're going to the swamp, which won't take us too long to get to. And we don't need having no polymer, but having a lot of organic polymer is normal. Thanks for just saying. Cool. Alright. Yeah. I know that's normal. I have a lot more organic polymer than I do normal polymer as well, so yeah. It's because it's easier to get. I'm glad you understand that, Shoebill. Everyone give Shoebill a round of applause for saying something very basic and easy to understand. Oh, got an S Deinosuchus I see. Man, see, we're already seeing multiple Deinosuchus. Oh my goodness. This is what taming should be like. Not searching for 8 hours just to not find one. Oh, a 151. You got 31 in melee and 34 in health. That's pretty good. It's decent, because that could go up even more. I mean, I have to get lucky, and I have to get like 40 levels in it. Let's look around, see what we find. Is there something we can ride that would get a bit more? No. Pretty much everything attacks the WAK Spino. I ought to have good mobility, at least. Be able to get away. Sarco, Capro. Don't want the Capro to catch me. A lot of Sarcos. Not a lot, but there's a few. Deinosuchus is level 23 over here. Oh my goodness, Baryonyx still gets sent flying by that tail whip on, or tail smack by Deinosuchus, dude. It's crazy to see them. There's only one other thing I've seen cause anything to fly like that, and it's if you, like, fail a drop and all your creatures get shot off everywhere from it. I don't know if nodes do it. I don't remember for sure if nodes do it, but I know drops will do it. They'll just send all your tames. Well, send really anything just flying. And they'll send them flying like that, even if they're, like, Rex tiered, I think. Not that it does damage, because, well, they don't take any fall damage if you're not riding them. I got all that butt sliding action because I ran over a rock. Okay, we're getting some low. There's a decent bit of low levels. Highest we've seen is 151. We're just being picky. Got a Rhino over here. What gender's the Rhino? It is a level 99 female. I don't think the level matters. I think what you give it to impregnate matters. 157 S Deinosuchus. 35 in melee is not bad. 29 in health is not the best. Not great, especially with the fact that that Sarco is floating. No, especially with the fact that S Deinosuchus have less health. Whoa, my goodness, I saw another one fly past me. I saw another Capro fly past me after I killed the first one. Eat the Capro, not me. I know you will. It will eat that Capro. They eat, like, everything in the swamp. Which kind of makes sense, actually. Like, realistically, to be that big of a gator, right? It would have to be eating a lot. So it killing, like, everything in the swamp makes sense. I mean, realistically, the Parasitheriums would probably be off its menu unless it caught it off guard. It wouldn't be brawling, but that's... We shouldn't be having a realism conversation with Ark. I just think some details, you can be like, well, that's actually kind of realistic and fair. Level 58. I feel like I can get away with being a bit more picky about what levels I want. And what stats those levels have. That's one cool Sarco that I really don't have to kill. Yeah, see, the Baryonyx is after me. Ha! It missed me and killed the Baryonyx for me. Nice. Go away, Sarco, I don't want to kill you. You're cool looking. I may not tame you, but I like your existence. Your existence pleases me. Ooh, a 163 Deinosuchus. $36 in the health, 35 in the melee. That's like what, one of the highest, that's the highest level we've seen, and I think that's the highest stats we've seen. I think I take a chance on this one. I think we're gonna tame this guy. Let's clear some stuff out. Because we're gonna be busy waiting on it to like kill everything. If we don't do it ourselves. Oh, that would have been cool. Okay, let's get away from the big mean Deinosuchus, because I can kill it, but I don't want to kill it, I want to tame it. So we're gonna get over here. We'll grab some stuff that we like off you. I like to keep these. I love hoarding arrows that I don't need. Alright. You know what I didn't do? I didn't leave my wyvern at my base. So if I die, I don't have a good way to get back now. So I have to just not die. Alright, wait for it to stop moving and sit down and bask. There you go. Okay, that was a little weird that it wasn't working at first. Maybe I should be doing this in first person. Not extended HUD. There you go. Oh, something's done some torpor to you. I'm glad these things don't lose taming effectiveness just because something else attacked it. Alright, 2 feeds already. I heard something. I don't know if that's something aggroing on me or... Yeah, there is. The snake will probably get killed by the Deinosuchus. If I have to guess. Yeah, it killed the snake. Okay. This might sound so odd, but this is giving me flashbacks from your old single-player Ragnarok series when you were taming the dinos. That's actually one of the least odd things you could probably say, especially you. But yeah, I can see why this is giving you flashbacks. Ooh. Yeah. I don't think I tamed a normal Deinosuchus in that. I think I tamed, like, a variant of some kind. But yeah, I can see why this is giving you flashbacks. They were the first big creature I kind of tamed, and I tamed them off prime meat, I think. Because I didn't want to go get mutton when I could have gotten mutton. It's just finding things in single player feels so much harder for me because things don't spawn the way they do in servers. So like, if you're not in an area in single player, there's just nothing happening. Oh, already gonna get this guy tamed. Or gal, whatever gender it is. We'll find out here in a second. It's a dude. Oh my goodness. Okay, maybe it's not that great because it doesn't get levels in oxygen. But it's got 51 in health and 55 in the melee. But seeing as it's got over 40 levels in every other stat. I could have gotten better. But I'm glad that the health and the melee are the best on it. So I'm pretty happy with this. And I'm pretty happy with how easy it was. And I have tons of kibble. Oh, the Y button thing, or the button to collect berries and stuff on Xbox, is still very bugged out. Because now it doesn't just affect grabbing berries. So I have a cryopod on my Y button. So I hold left bumper and hit Y. It kicks me off the mount now. So now it's like hitting the Y button literally at all kicks you off. Even if I'm holding the left bumper to access the other half of my hotbar, it's kicking me off. So they need to fix that bug. They keep fixing all the other, well, they keep fixing other bugs, maybe not all the others. I should have gave you everything I had, because now it's over. Ooh. Yeah, now your base is just sitting there. Well, you didn't know you were going to lose everything. You didn't know your character was going to get wiped. Oh my goodness, get out of my way. Traffic much? Alright, this is a low level. We gotta start getting rid of some of these low levels and not fly off into the distance. That's decent melee. I know we can find one that has like 40 levels in melee. Like, I know it's possible. I think we just gotta get a higher level. Damn. I got all over me. It's just water, but got all over me, dude. It's a lot of condensation coming off of my drinks in this room lately. We can hold this forever, right? I think if we run out of stamina, we can't hold it. Oh, we can't? Okay. I still hate Drakelings for what they did to me in my Scorched Earth survival series. My Scorched Earth Reborn single-player survival series. I still hate them for that. Makes me really not want one. Why do y'all hate the freaking Spino so much, huh? Yeah, well, me hating it, something like in the wild makes me really not want to tame it at all. Like those birds that steal your crap, I don't really want to tame them even though they have a use. Get out of here. Everything feels kind of delayed. Probably it's ARC for sure, because the Wi-Fi hasn't, the internet hasn't changed. So, what level is that S Deinosuchus over here? Only level 52. It's not quite a gigabyte in damage. I mean, it's pretty close. Depending on the level of the Deinosuchus, that is gigabyte damage. And I would guess the level of the Giga. Oh, that was odd, what I saw. Wow, fishies. Yep, stop the poop. I almost forgot that Deinosuchus can be up here too. Like, this place is big. There's a lot of areas for them to be at. 17, you're going down. We're just gonna check all around here. I know they can be in the ocean out there, in between the island, but I'm not bothering with that. You're cool looking, but you're a low level, so you're gonna go. These guys get so fast with the double speed buff, with the speed buff from the water buff, and then that blood frenzy, which seems to only be a speed. Whoa! Max level S Deinosuchus. Alright. I really think they're missing out on an opportunity to make an X or an R Baryonyx. By the way, I wasn't hating on Antrodemus or mentioning Burrowbuck on Cool. Thanks. Got it. Glad you clarified that. No one said anything bad. Didn't care. Good job for letting me know, though, I guess. You had no reason to really mention that. If it was a problem, I would have said something. What's making you bleed? Oh, it's not real bleed. It's that stamina drain. It's from the whatchamacallit? The saber-toothed salmon. That's where it's from. Can you swim up to it and feed it? We're gonna find out. Pretty sure you can. I'm not that fast of a swimmer. Get away from it. Please start moving around. I don't want to feed you in the water. Okay, it's safe so far. Look at that thing. Look at that glow. It's cool. It's just everything's blue. And rarely green. And like, that's it. It's like green or blue is your options with these. It's not crouching when I hit it. think it's because I'm walking up too fast or something. It doesn't matter. It's still working. Hey! I'm leeched! Oh my goodness. Can't you get it off with a torch? Oh. Great. Stupid leeches. I hate leeches. Hey! I don't like that it's looking at me. Well, that's going to be slowly draining my health. I have not been leeched in a long time. Like, I remember how to deal with it. Why is it when I'm walking up to the Deinosuchus, he doesn't crouch? But when I'm walking off and I hit the button, he crouches. Come on, it's terrifying me. I'm so mentally, like, trained that I have to crouch up to him. Even though I've survived every time I haven't. It scares me, man. Deinosuchus taming's scary. Aw, I can't feed you if you're swimming, man. You gotta get out of water. Man, girl, whatever you are, you're a man. It's Dimorphodon. He's walking again. Oh. Being that close makes me uncomfortable. It's a cool taming method. I mean, it's just a passive tame, but it's a passive tame that you gotta get really close to that can kill you. And there's no, like, special, like, oh, okay, let's make it trust me, and then it won't hurt me when it trusts me thing. No, it's like, you gotta feed it without getting eaten. You just wait. It's easy, though. It's a very easy tame. Until it starts fighting everything else in the water. And then never leaves. Then it's like, what the hell do you do? Their torpor drinks very slowly. Probably because they're not meant to... They're not a passive tame. Karcha is a pain in the butt. Yeah, I know Karcha is a pain in the butt. It's so buggy and stuff. It didn't seem too buggy when I did it last stream. I don't know what stream I did it in. It can't even eat its corpses. What, is that how it is now? Like, did their most recent update bug it out? Because last time I was able to tame a Karch. So what, now it's like a problem? Or are you just talking about how at times it can't eat a corpse? Because that I have noticed. I have noticed that, like, you gotta angle it right. And then it'll eat its own corpse. Oh, you can heal. Kinda. Now it's just spinning around in circles. See, this is what I was talking about. It starts fighting something in the water, and then it can't catch it. Oh, it caught it, but now it's deep in the water, and I have to wait for it to come back up. And I don't know if it will. Like, it's trying to eat it, but it doesn't reach. Yeah, I've had that reach issue, but I don't know if that's the Karch's issue, or... I don't know if that's a Karch issue or a hitbox issue with corpses whenever it can't eat something. The AI is generally dumb with pretty much everything in this game, though. The only AI that seems kind of decent more so in combat is the Deinosuchus to me, and the thing that I like about it, and the reason I'm like, it's a little more intelligent than the other things, is it'll charge bite something, and then after it hits charge bite, or just, whether or not it lands or anything, once it's hit it, you know, you know what I mean. Once it's tried to land it, or has landed a charge bite, it will then tail whip, which is like the perfect thing for it to do. Because if it tail whips something and it takes a bunch of knockback and gets sent away from it, and then the thing has to come at it, it takes bleed damage from the charge bite. Like, that comes off very, not very intelligent, but it's neat that it does that. Like, that makes perfect sense that it would do that. There's not really many things that are like that. But I like that the Deinosuchus is like that. I will say it's cool that the Capro uses its jump because it makes sense that it would. Like, we're always so used to it doing that. But it's still cool that it does, like, they programmed it to try and use its grab. Basically, it understands to use its grab. Okay, this thing is taking so long to come back up. We gotta, like, try and bait it over or something. What are you doing? Oh, you're eating stuff in there. Okay. I hope that's not to sound like something coming after me. No. No, it's not. Well, ooh. You're low level, but you still look intimidating. These look like rocks I can pick up. Doesn't matter if they are or not. I have tools on me to get stone and wood. I'm good. Damn. You get fungal wood out of these trees? When did they start mixing so much aberration-related stuff into these maps? I'm not even make a normal campfire, because who cares? It's gonna do the same thing either way. Unless, I don't know, I just don't trust the CS one to properly burn a leech off you for some reason, because it's a mod. I don't fully trust mods. Is it because it's in water, technically? Are you kidding me? You'll let me place it on... Oh my goodness, it counts as water right here? Arrgh. I'm so blue. Why are you so blue, BG Walk 'em down? Why are you so blue, man? Here we go. This shouldn't count as water up on the rock. There we go. Alright, now we gotta get the Deinosuchus to go up on land. We don't have to get it to, but... I don't... No, those are just under trees that are underwater. It's not gonna stand up over there at all. I ate too many Skittles. Ooh. Too many Skittles. He's got a case of too many Skittles, guys. Oh goodness, this thing's stupid fast. Hey, come eat me. Ooh. Just quickly get away from it. So de-aggroes. Skills, people. I got the skills. I led this sucker right back up here. Got it to de-aggro, and now I'm coming over to feed it again. Well, to wait for it to want to be fed again. Should get rid of that other one, though. I have a feeling it's going to aggro on this frog. Could be wrong, though. Wait, is that what the S stands for the different S creatures? It's a Skittle, Deinosuchus. Alright, we'll check your levels out here in a second. We got another Deinosuchus over here. We're not going to tame it, we're going to kill it. Because it's a low level. So far, we're about an hour in, not quite an hour yet. And we've tamed 2 Deinosuchus. So our normal Deinosuchus has 51 in health, 55 in melee. You think it does? The S1 did not get as much health, or, well, did it get as much melee? No, it got as much melee, it got as many levels in melee as the other one got in health. But this one only got 50 levels in health, while it got 55 in weight, 51 in stamina, and 54 in food. The stats are too even, dude. Today I catched a Memorist in Power World with just 2% chance first try. I was freaking out. Yeah, you can do stuff like that. There's a ton of clips of people doing stuff like that. You're just stubborn enough and throw the pal spears at them enough, and yeah. Wow, I think this is the first time anyone's mentioned Power World while I'm playing Ark. It's usually Ark being mentioned a lot while playing Power World. I'm not complaining. It's just neat to see that I've played enough Power World that now someone can mention Power World while I play Ark. I think it actually stands for super, probably. Oh, yeah, probably, yeah. Or it stands for something to do with the map, Narcotis, or whatever his name made. He made some map. It probably stands for the name of the map. Okay, there's this 157 Deinosuchus over here. I don't want to tame it. Like, it could get good stats, but I don't think it will. You annoying little Capro? I mean, I've been enjoying Power World a lot, so that's why I'm mentioning it. Oh yeah, that makes sense. I'm glad you're enjoying Power World. Do you have a mod to get better stats? I'm playing on the WAK servers. Who's this? Oh, it's Cuck Destroyer. I'm pretty sure this is Cuck Destroyer. Wait. He's gotta... It's clogged. He's gotta... wait, what is he doing to the burrow bug? No! Oh! What is he doing? Why does it have green blood? Oh, no, he's hitting them. What is he doing? Ah! Oh, no! Can I eat it? I can eat the bug. Oh my goodness. I'm playing on a community server, so I can't decide what mods are on here. If I could, we would have the Evo mods. What the heck, man? Wow, that cracked me up. I did not expect that. Well. Sarka, 157 Deinosuchus, S Deinosuchus specifically, 17 S Deinosuchus. What did you miss? Wow, that's very convenient timing that it went out, man. It's almost like it went out as soon as something happened you may or may not want to see. I think something ate it, so I don't think I could show you what happened. Yeah, I think the body's gone. No, yeah, it's not the body. That's something alive and moving. Yeah, I think something ate it. I can't... Something ate the body, so no one's gonna see anything that missed it. Oh, here's a bag. Maybe that's the bag of it? Yeah, there we go. A burrow doe. Someone came up and killed a burrow doe. That's why it looked odd to me. And then the wildlife ate it. Someone came up, threw a burrow doe out, and shotgunned it in the face until it died. And then left. Oh, there, oh. They're back. It's the culprit. Ah! What's that, another burrow doe? Oh, what? He's got a wyvern. Wait a minute, whoa! Why do I sound like I knew this was gonna happen? I did not know this was gonna happen. Oh my goodness, it died in one go. That means not too surprising. Oh, he ate it with the wyvern. Yeah, I was joking. Well, it happened again for your viewing pleasure. Yeah, that's... Well, that's crazy, man. Shoebill's jokes are just lies. He's lies. Like, his joke is like, I can make a Shoebill level joke. The sky's red all the time. To be honest, I don't really care if I see wild burrow bucks because they're annoying, but they're absolutely goated when tamed. Those were tamed burrow bucks or burrow does that died. Ignited planned the murders? No, I did not plan the murders. Those were not my plans. I would be more elaborate with it if I did plan something. Yeah, those were tamed. Because someone threw them out of cryo, so... Does that mean you're bothered then? Because you know they were tamed. Oh, so you would care if they were yours dying. Okay, well that kind of can't happen. I don't see burrow bucks carrying an Anki. Oh my goodness. That's funny. Oh, now we're not gaining stamina because of the weird poison effect. This is so goofy. I'm just trying to find a high-level Deinosuchus to tame. It's Wabbit season. I think Shoebill has created more burrow buck haters than he's made people like burrow buck by getting them to try it. They haven't even tried it out. And yeah, so we can hate it because you talked about it too much. Weak rage bait attempt. He's tried that a million times. He always says it. He's always like, well, how many tried it, so you can't have an opinion on it. Like, I can dislike something. People can dislike something without knowing anything about it. But I know stuff about it. Just gang, you know? Oh my goodness. I keep forgetting there's other parts of the swamp I can be checking for Deinosuchus. I'm not gay, what you on about? I only own fantastic tames for the future three-headed giant dog. Yeah, that's fair. By the way, all the other streams that aren't, like, active right now, they're scheduled. Those are for the future. So, the newest one posted is not the next one to be done. I just thought I'd let people know. Because I could see how it's confusing. See, that Deinosuchus shows that it has red in it. Where's the red? Nowhere. Because S dinos can only be black and blue, pretty much. I like black and blue, but nothing but black and blue gets a little repetitive and boring. Also, BG, welcome down. I don't know if I already said. That's a fair reason to have the Fantastic Tames season pass thingy. You know, you're like, oh, that thing looks interesting. I want that. I'm gonna want to try that thing out. So I'll spend the money. Like, that's a fair choice to make. Shoebill just gives like almost all the money he can to Wildcard or Snail Games, essentially. You know. He's like, oh, new DLC? Oh, give me that. Like, I think he owns all of them, because he's got Lost Colony, he's got the thing the burrow buck's from, he's got the Drakelings, I don't know, like, he at least has most of them, so I don't know if he has Dragantopia yet, and I think he has Tides of Fortune. I do that because I already know it's worth it. Worth it in your mind, maybe, yes. No, Ark's not always cooking. I can disprove that by just mentioning the bottom of the Genesis Ocean. Also, they did not really cook that well in comparison. They cooked harder with the Shadowmane than they did the Burrowbuck. They cooked harder with the Reaper King than they did the Burrowbuck. I would say they cooked about as hard with the Burrowbuck as they did the Argentavis. All they did was make the Burrowbuck overpowered, and that's the only reason it's better than Burrowbuck in a lot of ways. But the DLCs are not always cooking, though. They're not... Aquatica was terrible, but that wasn't made by, Wildcard. That was a different company. Or, not company, but you know what I mean. Different dev team. I don't think the Pyromane... I don't think it's useless. No. Okay, see, now you don't know what you're talking about. Shoebill, you're saying I know nothing about the Burrowbuck. I'm not saying that it's useless just because I think they cooked harder with Shadowmane and Reaper King than they did Burrowbuck. They also cooked harder with Shadowmane than Pyromane, because Pyromane it has unique abilities from the Shadowmane, but it looks and feels too much like Shadowmane, but with fire. So they definitely cooked harder with the original idea of Shadowmane than they did Pyromane. But okay, let's see. They didn't make any new variants of creatures for Lost Colony, but they did for almost every other DLC. Extinction didn't. Okay, not almost every other one, but for both the Genesis DLCs, they did variants. And for Aberration. They didn't for Extinction, but they made Titans for Extinction, which the Titans may not have a lot of use cases and are buggy nowadays, but they kind of cooked with them. They kind of cooked. I would say that they were cooking harder back in the day with older creatures that you don't seem to like as much than they did the Burrowbuck. I wouldn't say way different. Its main attack is pretty much the same as the Pyromane. It's got like a weaker... visually, design-wise, the Pyromane is a reskinned Shadowmane, but then the abilities are quite a bit different. I would not say the creature is completely different. You can't say it's not completely different in every way, no. It uses the same animation skeleton. It uses mostly the same model mold, or whatever it's called. It's not completely different. They cooked harder with the Shadowmane than they did the Pyromane, because the Pyromane uses a lot of Shadowmane assets. I still prefer the fantasy aspect of Ark more than the dinosaurs, because they always cook with the fantasy creatures. Well, okay, here's another thing. I think they cooked harder with wyverns than they did Burrowbuck. But that's my opinion, right? That's my opinion. And Shubil's allowed to like Burrowbuck. I don't think he's not allowed. He keeps trying, the way he's like, well, you just don't know anything about it. No, I know stuff about it. How could I not know anything about it with how much Shubil's yapped about it for like, I don't know, hours on end, multiple live streams, not shutting up about Burrowbuck? Not saying he brought it up this time. Yes, I've tried Pyromane. Yeah, I've literally made more than one battle video with the Pyromane that you've watched. I'm not saying I dislike Pyromane. I'm saying they did better with Shadowmane than they did Pyromane. I think Pyromane's cool. I think Pyromane, they did good with it, and then almost everything after Pyromane got a little worse. Well, I don't know. Elder Claw's pretty cool. Yes, I've ridden it. How do you think I took the thumbnails for it? You don't think I play around with the creatures at all that I make battle videos for? Yes, I've tried Pyromane some. I know what its abilities are. You're right that the abilities are the most different thing about the Pyromane. That's it. That is it. That is the most... Yeah. That's all it is. I'm not saying I dislike Pyromane. I'm not hating on Pyromane. I'm saying Shadowmane is better than Pyromane, in my opinion. Not saying that Pyromane is bad. I'll say Burrowbuck is bad. Burrowbuck's just a big rabbit with antlers. And then what gets more interesting is its abilities, again, like Pyromane. But I don't like fast, weak little tames that can do maybe a surprising amount of damage. Like, I'm allowed to not be interested in something based on just the way it looks, but then, like, I've seen a little bit of its abilities, and I'm still not interested. I've heard about its abilities, still not interested, you know? I'm not that interested in Argentavis. But someone wouldn't shut up about Argentavis and Burrowbuck, and now I'm on Argentavis' side over Burrowbuck. So, that's how that went. No, it's in the grand scheme of things, I guarantee Burrowbuck's not strong. It might be surprisingly strong, but it's not strong. I'm talking about combat abilities, not like overpowered abilities for PvP where you give yourself a bunker that you just have to keep up with every now and again. But its stats are probably not that high. It's not gonna be competing with a Rex. It's not gonna compete with Acro. It's not gonna compete with Pyromane. It's not gonna compete with Spino. It's not gonna compete with Mammoth. It'll be faster than a Mammoth, but it's never gonna hit harder than a Mammoth. It's not gonna hit harder than Rex or Spino or Acro or Giga. It's not gonna hit harder than Aloe. You know? Giving yourself a bunker. I'm not saying that it's just for PvP. I'm saying that it's not strong in the grand scheme of things. There's no way some little rabbit's strong in the grand scheme of things, stat-wise. It might be surprisingly strong, but it's... No, it can't. Nah. There's no way it has the health, and if it does, I'm never buying it then. Because that's stupid that a little rabbit can have comparable health and damage output to a Rex, Spino, Mammoth, and Acro. If a stupid little rabbit is competing, I might stop playing Ark altogether, because that is the dumbest thing ever. If they're going down the road of making stupid little rabbits that people like you won't shut up about, I'm not going to play it anymore, because that's stupid. That is so incredibly stupid. But thankfully, we're not in Crazy Land, and I can guess stuff pretty well. It's not competing. Not in a face tank fight. Maybe if you run around things and hit them, but you're just rage baiting by trying to say that it competes with any of that stuff. I'm not seeing any good level Deinosuchus that I want to tame. Nah, I don't believe... I'm not gonna believe someone that lies for the fun of it. Nah, I'm not gonna believe someone that lies for the fun of it. I'll believe it from a credible source, but you're not credible to me. So, hate to break it to you, I don't believe people that lie for the fun of it constantly. I'm not gonna believe that the little rabbit at similar levels to Rex and stuff is gonna beat Rex head on. It'll beat Rex head on when the Rex is a low level and the Burrowbuck is super high level and imprinted and has an ascendant saddle on. How much melee? Oh, okay. Yeah, see? I hate this topic. I can't believe I let myself get into this game. I don't think I want to tame this Deinosuchus because its stats already not looking good. It's got 41 in food? A wild S Deinosuchus has 41 in food. You're dying. You're an offense against humanity having 41 in food. 41 in food. Anyway. For percentages don't matter that much with creatures, right? Because everything's got a different percentage. So it has 161. Yeah, see, 400% doesn't matter as much because it's got nearly 200%. Or no, that's food shouldn't even get levels unless it's tied to a trait or something. Yeah, I agree. Did you walk them down? Everything that's low level is weak. Yes, but there are stronger things. No, well, technically no, not everything. Technically no, not everything. But starting stats, comparing the base stats is important because it can give you an idea of how strong something will be at higher levels. So like Burrow Buck doing 30 damage with 5 levels in it is not a good indication that it's going to do a lot of damage at high level. A Sabertooth at level 1 does more damage than a low-level Burrow Buck with 5 levels in it. How is a high-level Burrow Buck going to compete with Rex? It's not. Everything that's high-level is strong. Not entirely true. No. No, a high-level frog's not that strong. Not in the grand scheme of things. Unless you want to be narrow-minded and argue in a terrible way. Yeah. No. A level 1 Sabertooth does around like 40 damage, I think. So, no. You can be like, oh, everything low level is weak. Then why does a Sabertooth with no levels in melee, literally none, do more damage than a Burrow Buck with levels in melee? I'm just saying you're wrong. No, you're just saying BS is what you're doing. You're saying stuff that has little proof, little backing. You say stuff like Bronto does 40 damage, and then you say, oh, that was a bug, and then you say, well, this other thing was bugged out one time, so that means that I'm right, that Bronto was bugged and only did 40 damage at one point, which somehow factors into the argument of Bronto being worthless. And now you're doing this crap. You're saying BS. Everything you're saying is BS. It's all bullcrap. You said Burrow Buck does high damage like Rex does. It doesn't. But sure. If it was strong, its base damage would be higher. Thyla is still the best creature for travel and fighting. With its bleed, with a percentage-based bleed, it's hard to beat Thyla. You're right about that, BG. Welcome down. And then they have high base health. They have, what, over 700? They have like 700 or 800 base health, which is really high, especially for something of their size. Like, that puts them near Spino level health at base level. So then they compete with Spino in terms of health for a long time. So yeah, Thyla, very strong. And then its climbing ability, it can climb, but it can't climb well. That mechanic's still a bit buggy. But yeah, I would say Thyla, great for travel. And it's a free creature that you don't have to buy a battle pass for. Like, once you get the game, you have it. Yeah, I don't believe you. I don't believe that it does 200 damage with 400% melee. A Rex will do more than that. And then you have to hit something with a debuff to do quote-unquote 300 damage a hit, which there's no way it does. That's like 100 levels in melee. So what, you tested it in a really cheap way, Shubil? He might be 88 is max for certain variants of creatures. Is it still... Can you really get 88? For normal creatures, 75 or something like that levels is the, like... Say I tamed a Parasitherium, I could only put around 70 levels. Close to 80. So how did you get a burrow... Okay, your Burrowbuck must have had, like, all the different buffs to get that kind of melee. You had to have been, like, mate boosted, dirt blind boosted, you would have had to be imprint boosted, so lots of high levels, you would have had the Lost Colony buffs going, too, like the ones that you get in the skill tree that allow you to get even more effective imprint bonuses, so you do even more damage when riding it. You had to have had, like, tons of stuff going on. That, and you tested in single player, like, you say it, and I don't believe it. And you know what? Since Cuck Destroyer has Burrowbucks, we can test this on stream. He can go, I don't believe you, Shubo. You say no this, no that, and that's, yeah. All of it just, where's your proof? While Cuck Destroyer here, he could come over here right now with the highest level Burrowbuck he can find and see what kind of damage it does. Without any... No. 400% melee is not even that high. So that's broken and cannot be true. There's no way Burrowbuck does 200 damage with 400% melee. Most things in the game don't do that kind of damage. Yeah, it's not broken. They wouldn't have made the Burrowbuck do that kind of damage. You can say that, but I have no reason to believe you, Shubil. You can say it did 200 damage with 400% melee. You can say that, but I don't believe you. And I'm not gonna believe you. I'll believe someone else when they show me proof. So either your stats were broken in single player, or you're lying. And I'm inclined to believe that you're lying, because you lie a lot. And you lie and you call it a joke. It gets 3%. Percentage doesn't matter when you're looking at it. Whatever is paid for is overpowered. The Burrowbuck can be overpowered in other ways without having high melee. I don't know. Even if it does. Even if it does do high level melee, that doesn't mean that I have to like the damn thing. Is you gonna move? Is you gonna do something, Deinosuchus? Level 23? What level did you test it with, Shubil? How did you get 400% melee on a Burrowbuck, huh? To get it to do 200 damage. And what kind of health did it have, too? So how many levels was 400% melee? And, okay, your creature's starting percentage does not matter that much. There's a lot of creatures that start off with like 125% melee. Giga starts off with 80% melee. Pointing to melee percentage isn't that good of an indicator. You want levels. We want levels. We want levels and we want base damage. Because the percentage is different on a lot of different creatures. Because their base percentages can be different. This Deinosuchus is not moving and it's bothering me. There is a little bit of a point to it, though, that a level 23 burrow buck's not a great indication of how strong a burrow buck can be, yes. But the fact that a burrow buck with any amount of levels in its melee, say 5 levels in melee, and it doesn't get higher melee than a level 1 saber-tooth, it's not a good indication that it's going to do more damage than a Rex at a higher level. But 200 damage does not compete with a high-level Rex that well. And also, what kind of health do they get? Which they definitely do not get the same health that Rex does. Wildcard's crazy, but they're not that crazy. When I tested it, it was level 260. It had about 30 levels in the melee. Turned out to be 400%, over 200 damage with no buffs, over 300 damage with the dirt buff, no buffs on the rabbit. I don't... 30 levels into melee, huh? Did you pump 30? Or was that 30 that it was spawned in with? You pumped 30. Okay, so you're not telling us what its base damage was at 260. And was it 260 after you pumped 30 levels into it? Because that means you spawned in, or whatever, had a 230, and then pumped 30 into melee to get it to 260. Or you had a really high level, but you say you had no buffs on it, which I don't believe. Especially for it to do 200 damage a hit. Uh-oh. It was on WAK? Okay. It was on WAK. Now I have less reason to believe that you had no buffs going, because by the time Burrow Buck came out, you had already been playing for a while and would have had stuff in the skill tree from Lost Colony, meaning you would have probably had imprint bonus. And you can say, I didn't have anything that gave me any imprinting. I know that you can get imprinting from the Lost Colony skill tree, where as soon as you tame something, you get like 30% imprinting on it. As soon as you tame it at all. Also, what did you attack to get 200 damage a hit? This one's not that great either. No, I didn't have any skill. That's such BS. You had to have had levels, and you would have had skill levels. That's so not true. You had to have. You had to have. A parasaur? Sure. Okay. I don't know. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. But Cuctorsaur can try. He can try it. He can go and try and tame a good level Burrow Buck and pump like 30 levels into its melee, and then on stream he can come up and hit something. And his will be stronger because he does have skills in the skill tree. That does give it like 30 levels upon tame, or not 30 levels, 30% taming, or not taming, imprinting upon tame. So we'll see an extra strong Burrow Buck if he does it. If he goes and he tames like a max level Burrow Buck, and then only had hot-blooded increases health recovery on yourself, and heavy-footed reduces fall damage. Like, I believe that. with how much you played the game, I don't believe that that's all you had. Especially with all the breeding and mutating you did for creatures by the time Burrowbuck came out. Because you already had your base up above mine by the time Burrowbuck came out. I'm pretty sure I already had my tower done by the time Burrowbuck came out. So I don't believe that you only had like 2 things that affected anything with creatures from Lost Colony and tested it on the WAK server. I have no reason to believe what you're saying. Yeah, because I didn't bother completing any skill tree missions. Yeah, you didn't bother to complete any skill tree missions, but you bothered to have, what, carches and stuff before the Burrowbuck came out? How did you not bother with the other things that are good to have? Doesn't make sense to me. Even if Burrowbuck does 200 damage with a total of 70 levels in melee. Let's say it got 40 in the wild, and then you put 30 in. Even if it does 200 damage, I can still dislike Burrowbuck, whether or not it's good. I can still dislike it, whether or not it's good. I don't have to like something just because it's good in the game. Okay, it can be exhausting. Like, that's gonna stop you from doing things like that. You treat Ark like a job. You said it yourself that you're like, ah, Ark's my job. I love Ark so much. So, sounds like it would have just been a part of the job for you, right? Either way, I still stand by my point that they cooked harder with their original creatures in Ark Survival Evolved than they did the Burrowbuck. Or really, okay, we can change it. The Elderclaw. I think they cooked harder with other things in the past than they did Elderclaw. Like, Elderclaw's neat looking, and I've heard that it's got neat abilities. I know less about Elderclaw than I do Burrowbuck, that's for sure. But I still think they probably cooked... Elderclaw's maybe not a good one to compare, actually, because I think Elderclaw actually could be kind of cool. But, it doesn't gather berries and might be good for travel, that's it. It does gather berries? Probably not. Also, it's small. It's so small, it's not going to gather berries that well, because it's going to have such a small hitbox. No, it's not just for traveling. You can use it to make bunkers, essentially, right? And then you can use it to teleport creatures, essentially. I know it has that use, but a lot of uses. Seems like you're overstating it a little bit. Well, you're testing a low level, aren't you, Cuck Destroyer? I'm gonna be more picky with the levels than 151. Only 2 on 1x rates. He's testing it on the WAK server. So if it's like only 2 berries on 4 times, doesn't sound great. I don't think higher melee gets more berries from the same bushes, though. It might. I don't think higher... I'm not sure, though, on that. It'll... Because... Yeah, I don't know. I doubt it. Either way, we have someone else here that can check out Burrowbuck, and Burrowbuck's base stats being low does not indicate that it would be able to compete with Rex. And Rex... And Rex needs the TLC in a lot of people's opinion again. Okay, it's a low level best times. I don't see how a Burrowbuck can be good for berries with how small it is. It's gonna hit like one bush at a time. You want to hit a lot of bushes. Like, I don't mean literally one bush at a time, but it's not gonna reach as many as a mammoth, or a bronto, or a stego. And then it doesn't reduce, I doubt it reduces the weight of berries, which doesn't matter too much on WAK, but it matters in official servers. I just doubt that the Burrowbuck is overpowered in every way conceivable. Because that's what Shubill's saying. He's saying the Burrowbuck is the end-all, be-all tame. He's saying that it beats the King Titan 1v1. I don't know why he's saying that. Yes, you have. You said it's good for berries, bro. One of the first selling points you had of it early on is that it's good for berries. Maybe not the best, but you said it was good. You've directly said it's good for berries. Because it has a lot of uses in all caps. It has better use dying, probably, more than anything. I mean, the Burrowbuck does not compare. There's no way it compares in combat to something like a Shadowmane, a Reaper King, an Acro. I mean, it's obvious that it's not going to compare to Giga or Karch, so I don't even have to really say those, because it's hard to compare to that when they're literally in a league of their own. There's a reason why people say Karch and Giga tiered. You've mentioned it in the past, though. Or is that too nuanced of a conversation? Like, can you remember that you have said in the past that it's good for berry gathering? You didn't say it was the best, but you said it was good for it. Okay, 35 base melee isn't necessarily good, but it's not the worst. The percentage does not matter. You can keep saying percentage. It does not matter. It matters, but it doesn't matter at the same time, because different creatures start off with different percentages of melee. There's a lot of creatures that start off with like 125% melee. So then when they have 200, it doesn't matter that much. But 351 should get us pretty close to the magical 200 damage Burrowbuck myth. It should do like what? In the hundreds? It should definitely do over 100 damage with 351 melee. And if he levels it, he could get that melee up to 400% possibly. And then that would give us our magical number. That will not exist. A Burrowbuck will do 200 damage when you give it 400% imprinting. Okay, what kind of Deinosuchus do we have? We have 3 of them. Also, there's attack variants, bite and horn. Okay, so what? A specific attack with a specific buff on a specific creature does 200 damage. When moving, it bites, does less damage. When standing still, horn does more damage. Okay. I doubt that its horn did 200 damage. With 400% melee. But okay, let's say it does 400 or does 200 damage. It's probably a glass cannon then. At best, it's a glass cannon. If your Rex was 150 and did 200 damage, or let's say you tamed a level 150 Rex, and it came out with 50 levels in melee, I think 200 damage would be low for a 225 Rex. I might be wrong on that. I don't think I am. If your Giga was level 225 and did 200 damage, that would be low. So, again, in the grand scheme of things, Burrowbuck would not be considered strong. Maybe if you compare it to things its size, it's a bit competitive, but I'm pretty sure a level 1 Sabertooth does like 40 damage. And Burrowbuck with 5 levels into its melee at a low level does less than a level 1 Sabertooth. Well, even if you did test it, I wouldn't believe it. A lot of Sarcos right here. No Deinosuchus. Okay, you're dying. This is what I get for mentioning Burrowbuck. Well, it's a male, so you can suck all 3 horns when I'm done. You can suck all 3 horns when I'm done. I haven't even been killed by a Burrowbuck on foot on the server yet, and there's been many opportunities for a Burrowbuck to at least make me a little scared on here. Oh my goodness, this entire swamp is trying to kill my Spino. It's not getting anywhere though. All this hatred I have for Burrowbuck is purely because of shoe build. Oh. Look, he's here on the Burrowbuck. Okay. Alright, I see you. So, let's watch him hit something. You want to hit something with your antlers. Okay, they have insane jumps, so they got that going for them. They're fast, can't deny that. Okay, he's doing 49 damage with the bite. $84 with the antlers. Let's look at it on our end. That is 368% melee. 368% melee on a burrow buck with antlers. Oh, okay. Okay, he did 191 with antler attack with dirt blind. That's only 360% melee? Only? Really? You said 400? Oh, yeah, because 360 is so much less than 400. Okay, so he's doing close to 200 with dirt blind. Dirt blind is a good buff. Without dirt blind, he does under 100 damage. But you have to wait on a cooldown and stand still. Yeah, standing still in a fight's not a good idea. So, if a burrow buck has to stand still to do good damage, a Rex is completely destroying a burrow buck in a fight, because even if it dirt blinds it, you're never going to get to stand still, because the Rex is going to hit you, and you're going to take knockback, and then you have to run up to it again. Yeah, so when you're running, it's a lot less damage. Okay, 148. No debuff. I wonder if I can get headshot damage. Okay, so... yeah, he's getting close. Okay, he managed to do 400 damage. Or 200 damage. With 386. Okay. Yeah, I still wouldn't say that competes with a Rex. I still wouldn't say that competes with a Rex. I mean, okay. And it only sometimes does horn attack, yeah. So the bite is really weak. The horn is strong. It's his strongest attack. Here's something to compare it to. You know what it's comparable to, Shubil? It's comparable to a Meguana. My Meguana has 474% melee. So let's test this. What's your health? What's the health on your burrow buck? 5k at 38 levels. Okay. Alright. And then my Meguana is 6,000 health. It's had levels put into it. 48 health into health. 48 levels into health. 19 levels put in. His burrow buck has no levels put into health. So they seem to be a little tankier than a Meguana. They're a little tankier than Meguana. So a Meguana with bite does 94. That's comparable to the bite of a burrow buck. And then belly slams the big hitting attack. 236. So they do similar damage. So saying a burrow buck competes with Rex is like saying a Meguana is comparable to a Rex. 159. And if he was... so he's... I understand that it has more levels, right? More levels into melee. And then the dirt buff helps a lot. Dirt blinded. So, yeah. It does comparable damage to a Meguana. Cool. Wait, no, don't kill it. Don't kill it. Don't kill it. We can do more testing. Don't kill it. I want to do more testing. Do you happen to have a Rex? No. No. It does. Okay, maybe it competes with a Rex. A low-level Rex. If they both... I really doubt it. Maybe? Maybe a little bit it competes with Rex? It doesn't compete with Acro, like you said it does. Keep the Burrowbuck. Keep the Burrowbuck. Its AoE sucks? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, bring a Rex. You go grab a Rex. I'm gonna go grab my Spino. Then level up to 430 if y'all really want to test it. Hey, it's comparable to a Maguana, man. And if so... It's not comparable to my WAK Spino, but that's because my WAK Spino has 761% melee. So, that's not fair to compare. So let's compare it to something else, right? Let's compare it to something else. Here, what level is this Rex by chance? I'm curious. Max level Rex has 225% melee. Hit me. Hit me. 69 damage, okay, but it's a Wild Rex. Wild Rex base damage is lower than a Tamed Rex base damage, so it's never going to hit that hard. But okay, it hits harder than a max level Wild Rex with 225% melee. But that's because the Burrowbuck has nearly 400% melee. But I'm going to go grab my WAK Spino. I forget what I think he's called Bruiser. We'll see what he does. He probably has too much melee to make a fair comparison. But we'll see what we can compare, right? We'll see what we can compare. We just know he's comparable. We know that the Burrowbuck is comparable in damage to a Maguana. Ooh. I want that Deinotherium saddle. Wait, who has a... Someone left a bunch of stuff in here. I'm not gonna take all of it. I'm bound to have a Spino that doesn't have, like, any levels put into melee. Let's see. At its best circumstances, of course, it's gonna be better, but it's not realistic for use. Yeah, it's not realistic. We have... It compares under, like, kind of strict comparison. But I mean, it does similar damage to a Maguana. So it does a little... It might do a little more damage. Oh, like, if it had the same melee percentage. If it had nearly 500% melee. Like, 470%. It would hit harder than a Maguana. But that's like saying Maguana compares to Rex for fighting, and it doesn't. But according to Shoebill, it does. Yeah, Tamed Burrowbuck wins against Rex. Tamed Burrowbuck versus Tamed Rex, I think Rex. What did you think we were talking about, Shoebill? We were talking about Rex as in Tamed. Dude. You're rage baiting you're either rage baiting 24/7 or... Oh my goodness. You don't know how to use context clues to save your life, man. Okay, 346% melee on this Sabertooth, right? We're gonna put some levels in. We'll get this to like 400%. We'll test you too. 399 is like the closest we can get without passing over 400%. We are not talking about Wild Rex. We're talking about Tamed Rex the whole time. My goodness, dumber than a box of rocks over here, dude. Okay. It's easy to kill a Wild Rex. You could do that on foot. Oh, here we go. Brownie has 435% melee. Let's see. 361. 361 is a very comparable number. Bruiser has 557. Yeah, come over to Extinction. We'll test this. Does this Spino have a saddle? No. We'll make a quick saddle for it. Yeah, I thought you meant tame and wild. Okay, I tested that wild Rex's damage to see. I don't have any cementing based. No, I don't remote pull. Okay. Fair enough, I guess. I'm thinking I meant something else. Because I compared Wild Rex a little bit just to see. But then I said Wild Rex has a lot less base damage. But here we go. We're going to take an Aberrant Spino. So it does a little more damage at base level than a normal Spino, right? But it has 361% melee, which is a very comparable number to the Burrowbuck that we have for comparison. But there's still other factors that make Burrowbuck kind of suck for fighting. So, smack, 200, okay. It's comparing, so if you do Horn Attack on Burrowbuck and have Dirt Blind, you do similar damage to this Spino. And if you have a higher melee percentage on top of that, you do so you need more. Yeah, see, we had to stack multiple things to actually do similar damage to a low-level Spino. So there's some other issues with trying to use Burrowbuck for fighting, which why it doesn't compare in general for fighting. Is the knockback. The knockback is gonna, on bigger things like bosses, is gonna completely wreck a Burrowbuck. Oh, and then the lower health, generally, let's see. 8,000 health. What's your health? 39 levels into health. It has over 3,000 more health than a Burrowbuck with, what, 38 levels? So very comparable levels. And Burrowbuck does not compare. A Rex is tankier than a Spino, too, by a good bit. So yeah, no, it's not beating out Rex and Spino, and it's definitely not beating out Acro. Yeah, so that was easily disproven because we're not insane and have common sense. Maybe I haven't spelled it out well enough. I don't know if other people are confused. Oh, here we go. Here's the Deinosuchus dude. It's Cloggler. Alright. Yeah. You got a Rex, Cloggler, with similar levels to the Spino here? Go hit the Pteranodon. Okay. Stand still for me. That is 356% melee on a Deinosuchus. So it hits harder than a Deinosuchus, but only if the Burrowbuck stands still and uses its Horn Attack and it doesn't have to have Dirt Blind. Okay, let me see the Rex's stats. We have a Rex. Ooh, okay, this is a little hard to compare because it's got 51 levels in the melee. But it started off with 24. So it's got 27% melee. Okay, it's a little comparable. It's surprisingly comparable. The health isn't. The Rex has double the health of a Burrowbuck with the same levels. All I'm saying is it isn't just used for combat or berry harvesting. It has way more useful stuff it can do now. That usefulness can easily be compared against Argentavis. Okay. Oh, he's even got an aloe. So now that you're wrong and been proven wrong about the combat effectiveness of Burrowbuck, you're backtracking and going, oh, Burrowbuck's not useless. That's not what the argument was, Shoebill. So you tried to say Burrowbuck could compare to Rex and Spino, and then you got proven wrong And now you're trying to say it's not useless. You're changing the argument. You're moving the goalpost, is what you're doing. Because you were proven wrong on Burrowbuck. On the live stream. You were proven wrong live about Burrowbuck's usefulness. Now, you were right that a Burrowbuck, you're right that if you have a Burrowbuck with around 400% melee, and you hit and you stand completely still and use the horn attack, you can do around 200 damage, which is not comparable to Rex. It kinda is. Oh, now it's 440% melee. Yeah, see, you need kinda, the percentage doesn't really matter. It's the levels you put in that I care more about. You need more than one thing, which they're not necessarily buffs, but you do have to, there has to be prerequisites that you meet to do around 200 damage with over 400% melee. So when you get later in the game, which is Rex, Spino, and Acro, those things are later in the game, Burrowbuck doesn't compare in that sense. It cannot compare combat-wise. Like I was trying to say. But someone wanted to say, I hate to break it to you, man, but Burrowbuck is overpowered in all ways and can compete with Rex. It can compete with Rex if the Rex has less buffs. So if we were to make it a little bit more fair for Rex and did all the same things for Rex as we did Burrowbuck, gave it like more advantages to do more damage, it would outcompete Burrowbuck quickly. It would very quickly outcompete it. No, last time I also said it wasn't exactly 400%, a little more, I think. Maybe it was just hidden and you didn't see it. Maybe, but you've been saying 400 a lot. You've been saying 400% a lot. So, let's just say around 400%, and now you're pulling out 440. So now you have a more specific number again. Now you think it's nearly 50% higher. Okay, the higher you go with that melee, we're just gonna compare a Rex or a Spino with similar melee. And it's gonna still be the same thing. So no matter what, because I was right about base melee, as I always am, because I know what I'm talking about, unlike you, Shoebill, I'm still right that a Burrowbuck is not this overpowered killing machine. A Rex does more base damage. And so that means at same percentages, it's gonna do more than a Burrowbuck. So, you can shove it. You can shove the idea that Burrowbuck competes with Rex. I'm not comparing that Rex. I'm not comparing that one, because you're right. It had 500% melee. But the problem is, we're comparing combat effectiveness, and you got all excited and was like, Burrowbuck compares. Not for general combat. Maybe you were right about the percentages and the damage that it can do. You were right about that. But you didn't say at first that the Rex has to, or that the Burrowbuck has to stand still and use its horn attack, which is a big downside for combat. So the Burrowbuck sucks for combat. We're just gonna put that out there. It sucks. It's proven it sucks. Even if it can do 200 damage a hit, it sucks for combat. Because needing to stand still and taking a ton of knockback sucks. That sucks. Okay. And if you're standing completely still, you see how this turtle alone is doing knockback to me? You know how bad that is just for a Burrowbuck? Because the Burrowbuck has to stand completely still to use its strongest attack? That sucks for combat, man. So, I never want to hear that Burrowbuck is powerful again. Never. So, it does not have a combat use. and it kinda has a berry use, and it is great for travel. So it does not have a lot of uses, and here's the thing. Combat is a big part of this game, Shoebill. It's one of the biggest parts, arguably the biggest. It's not, I don't believe it is, but it's not good for combat. And it's not there's better options for, berry harvesting. There's better options for that. That leaves Burrowbuck's appeal to being mostly used for travel, from what I'm putting together right now. I would say it's mostly good for travel, not combat. Not combat and not berry harvesting. And I don't know why you would use a Burrowbuck for wood. Maybe it's good for thatch. If it can get similar thatch to a rhino, then it would be good for that. So, yeah. The mystery of Burrowbuck's overpoweredness has been debunked. I'm glad to know that I was right. Which mounts are better for travel than Burrowbuck? Okay, here's one that may not be straight up better, but it's definitely better in a lot of ways. Managarmr. Managarmr competes heavily with Burrowbuck at the very least. I would say that it's better to just use a... It's probably not the best land travel mount. No. Oh, it got me with that. Eh. I mean, it definitely has some great traveling. It's probably one of the best. There's definitely things that compete with it, though. You know? Because you still have to take into account that it has low health. You must be saying, yeah. Maywing isn't exactly land travel. That's fair. That's fair. That's more general travel. Land travel? I mean, who really land travels that much? Even Advantis doesn't do that much land traveling. But yeah, okay. We know Burrowbuck is not this monster for killing. Which Shoebill heavily implied. At the very least, Shoebill heavily implied, whether he thought he did or not, it came off like he was saying Burrowbuck was this monster for, like, everything. Yeah, but Burrowbuck has that jump. But okay, we know that Burrowbuck is not tanky, and is not good for combat. And it's not great for berries. So that is three uses that we have disproven to not be overpowered about the Burrowbuck without owning the DLC. On my end, at least. For which utility? Which utility? Because utility would include berry gathering, so it's not a monster for getting berries. So what utility? What other thing can we try and disprove from you, Shoebill? What other thing? Because, like, okay, sure, its damage is higher than I thought. I was wrong. It does 200 damage. If you're standing still, have over 400% melee. And then, oh, here's another thing. There's another 10% imprinting that was on that Burrowbuck because Cuck Destroyer has that skill in the Lost Colony skill tree that gives you a little bit of imprinting on something that you tame. So it had multiple things going for it, and we barely hit the number margin you were talking about. While this Spino I have here has similar melee, slightly lower. Let's see. 360% melee, no levels put into it, no imprinting, no nothing, and it did similar damage to the burrow buck, and it has more health. There's we're not using a burrow buck in place of a Spino for fighting. We know that. So, as I knew it, the adorable, kind of adorable, the little fluffy rabbit is not that good. Teleporting, which can be used for a lot of things, like countering weight in a way. The bunker thing, which is pretty what? Spacious, okay. And can be used for outposts, plus it's safe, and trapping creatures. Trap lasts 30 seconds, which is really useful for trapping, example. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty... I wouldn't say it's like overpowered, but it's decent. Yeah. They're stuck for 10 seconds. Traps are easier and better. Yeah. I think Shoebill's just been trolling about burrow bucks this whole time. They're not that good. I won't say they're useless, but I'm definitely happy to know that Shoebill was blowing smoke up my rear end the whole time about burrow bucks being like so good in every regard. Because that is how it came across. Like you were saying they were amazing for everything. So I'm glad that's over. I mean, it does more damage than a Sabertooth that's similar melee percentages, but a Sabertooth hits faster. It's tankier than a Sabertooth, I think. Yeah, it's tankier. So you got that. You're tankier than a Sabertooth. Yeah, but if you use regular traps, you need to spend more tranks. Because when trapped, targets take way more damage. You can use it on a Karcha, though. Karches can be trapped. Why would you use it to trap a Karch for 30 seconds? Or even 10? You would want a Karch in a trap that it can't get out of. Why would you use it for that? Of all the things to use it for, why would you... No, it's not stupid that you can trap Karches with it. It's stupid that you would use a burrow buck trap for Karches unless you're trying to get away. Then yeah. But that's otherwise, what are you going to use that for? That's like an upgraded bear trap. Sure it is. Sure. One of you saying 30 seconds, one of you saying 10 seconds. And then... yeah. It's not an up... Okay, so if you were to use a burrow buck trap on a player, it's not an upgrade. That's not... It is not a monster for utility. I'm not convinced by these things, Shoebill. I'm not convinced that this makes it a monster for utility. Last like 5 seconds, but won't give... So he'll say like 5 seconds, but he's adamant that it's 30 seconds of time for the burrow buck, even though we know it's not. Can't place multiple, though, and you have to be on it. Oh, there you go. From the burrow buck, you can place multiple burrow buck traps. I don't know. How? How do you place multiple of them? Because you're saying you can, but you're not saying how. 5 seconds is for larger bear traps. You said like 5 seconds. So you don't know how long large bear traps. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I don't think it's 5 seconds for large bear traps. That would be kind of dumb. Well, now I know when Shoebill glazes Burrow Buck, I know that he is not right about everything he said about it. 200 damage does not make it good for combat, does not entirely make it compete. It kind of does at similar percentages, which is fine, I guess. But it needs to do multiple things to do that kind of damage. So, meh. Who wants to stand still and have to, like, okay. Goodness. You would have such a hard time fighting a Bronto on a Burrow Buck. Because every time you'd get hit, you would take a bunch of knockback, and you'd have to run back up to it to do the 200 damage. When you don't have to worry about that on a Rex. Yeah, they cooked harder. They cooked harder with Reaper King than they did Burrow Buck, because a Reaper King may not have as good of speed, but it has better health, better melee, looks way cooler, is way tankier. Even if using a light pet, it's way tankier because of the health. Yeah. Shadow Mane, you take damage for hitting it. The more damage you hit it for, the more you take. Shadow Mane has armor, has like the same speed as Burrow Buck. It has like the same speed in the water as a Maguana. So it's good for travel and damage. Okay, are those antlers supposed to look like that? Hold on. Don't kill it yet or anything, but let me... Like, is it supposed to look like that? I don't remember it looking quite like that. It seems like a bug. Oh, damn. Ah. Well, so much for testing the Burrow Buck anymore, but, yep, here we go. Oh, I can't access its dead inventory. Alright, I'm taking a break for a few minutes. Ooh, 350 hide. Or 300 hide. Sorry, I don't know why I thought I saw 350. Alright, I'll be back in a minute.
I am back. Okay. The bodies are a little sad to look at. They look a little too much like a real animal, a little bit. That actually is kind of sad looking. Besides the messed up eyeball, because Ark can't get their eyeballs working on, like, anything. I don't know what it is lately about the eyeballs on creatures. Like, if you look at them too closely, like, they get really weird looking. Especially acros. Their eyeballs are messed up, like, 90% of the time. Ugh, sorry. Okay. Well, I think everyone's been ran off from the stream because Shoebill starts an argument with me. I gotta seriously just be done with that guy. I think, because I notice other people in the chat early on, and then Shoebill starts an argument with me and everyone leaves. I think he's actually trying to sabotage my YouTube channel now. Um, 50 in health, 51 in melee. 46 in health, 51 in melee, 51 in health, 55 in melee. We can get better health. I want to tame more Deinosuchus. I have 73 more kibble. Now that I feel better about knowing that burrow bucks are garbage. Burrow bucks are severe garbage. Overpriced garbage. Why would they make some... Yeah, you know what? That makes more sense. Why make something overpowered and good and have people pay for it when you can make something cheap and crappy and have people paid for it? That makes more sense, especially with the day and age we're in. That's what Burrowbuck is. It's overpriced. It's overpriced, overhyped garbage. And Shubill's an industry plant. That's what he is. He's a fanboy. He'll like anything, pretty much. Except the bottom of the Genesis Ocean. But that's the most basic thing to dislike. Oh, it crashed on me. As soon as I loaded into Ragnarok and was about to spawn, it crashed on me. Oh, my goodness, man. 2 hours of streaming, and most of it has been dealing with Shoebill.
Dude, my voice already feels like it might be going out. Connection. I'm just gonna close it and reopen it. Goodness, dude. That looks amazing. I can't believe they rendered something like that. Look at the detail on that thing, dude. That's insane. Okay. Ragnarok again. Try and get in here. Just gotta pretend. Oops, I smacked the microphone. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to smack y'all. I should have known it wasn't going to let me in very quickly last time, or at all, because it said there were 7 people in the server, and I should have known that that 7th person was me. Ugh. Oh, there we go. I got real worried. Whew. Oh, I just have 2 beds here. Okay. I was like, where's the other bed? But no, we're all good. Okay. I think that's supposed to auto shut. Let's test that. Open it. Yeah, it auto shuts. Okay. I was like, that's weird. It shut on its own. I don't remember hitting the button. But no, it was supposed to shut. Yeah, my voice is going out already from being irritated by the dumbest argument in the world. I need to be better. Alright. Enough about this. Let's get back to the swamp. Let's get back to the swamp and try and find ourselves a good Deinosuchus. Been at this for 2 hours. I should have had like 10 Deinosuchus tamed. Go. Put you away, because I would rather glide there on the Meguana. I need a name for the Meguana. Alright. What kind of level are you? 105? We're getting ready. Level 23 Deinosuchus over here. Get rid of you. Oh look, there's a Deinosuchus over here now. 151. I'm gonna be picky and get rid of it and go for a higher level. I'd like to go like 169, 163, and 175. Well, hey, I'm not going to have a problem with Sarcosuchus skins anymore. If I can open up my inventory. There we go. Already got 2. Can I have more than that, actually? I don't think they always give the skin, but... Hey, I brought back like 40, I think? 20 or 40 or something like that. When we went off to go disprove the BS about Burrowbuck. Which, even though I'm got as annoyed as I did, I'm still happy that we did that. Like, I'm happy to know for myself how Burrowbuck works a bit better and still be right. Like, I was wrong that it doesn't do 200 damage at level with, like, 400% melee, but I was right that that doesn't outclass and completely mean that Burrowbuck can compete with Rex and Spino, because it competes with Rex and Spino when, like, they don't have any imprinting and they don't have anything boosting their damage, while the Burrowbuck needs to have something standing still, and it needs to stand still and use its horn attack, and then it also needs another 10% imprinting, so it gets a little bit of extra damage from the extra imprinting. It needs a lot to it needs a good few things to compete with Rex and Spino in raw damage, but that's only because Rex and Spino had their damage nerfed severely. So a Rex at level 1 used to do 108 damage back in Ark Survival Evolved, and when this game first came out, they lowered that to like 77 damage a bite, and then Spino's a little lower, I think. But then, like, if we give Spino mate boost, max imprint boost, and yeah, I think that's like everything. Max imprint, mate boost, and like all these other things, it will surpass Burrowbuck, right? But then, like, if you gave Burrowbuck all the same things, it would still kind of keep up damage-wise. But it doesn't keep up health-wise at all. That's a big downside that holds it back. It's never going to have the same health as a Rex or a Spino. So that makes it not so good for combat. So it's a glass cannon. But as a glass cannon, if it uses its magical antlers, that it has to stand still to use for fighting. Which is a really big downside. Because, like, even the Deinosuchus' Giga Charge Bite, you can still move. You're slower, but you can move with that, and you do way more damage. While the Burrowbuck needs you to completely stand still. So I feel better knowing that. But also, a T-Rex looks cooler in this game than Burrowbuck does. Burrowbuck looks like a weird rabbit. Not even like a cute bunny. Just a weird rabbit with antlers. I saw a 169 of something. I think there's a bug of some kind. Like a literal bug in-game. Not getting so lucky with the Deinosuchus levels right now. Oh, I lost my water bonus while in the water. It's kind of a bummer. There you go. That's still a bug that they haven't fixed in this game. Is if things get water buff while swimming, or like they'll start swimming and then they lose it for some reason. Or they'll lose it when they submerge, but they're like still standing in water. Odd. Like, this makes sense, not in water, right? Step back in it, I have it back. Like, it works most of the time. I need stamina again. Is there a Deinosuchus over there? Looks like it. Hey! Get out of here, Capro. That stomp's kind of satisfying, especially whenever you kill something with it in one go. Yeah, there is a Deinosuchus over here. Level 17. Goodness. Good few baryonyxes around. Oops, I didn't mean to grab the prime meat. That's fine. Hello, oddly named person. I do not know how to pronounce your username. Put what randomly? Look at that. That's a neat looking Deinosuchus. I'm gonna say no, it's not okay. Whatever it randomly is. It's interesting they got trees here you can't cut down. Like, what's it? Your username? Like, type what? I'm a little confused. I assume you're talking about your username. But I don't know why you would type your username when I could see your username. Is they an alt? Is the an alt? What does that mean? Are you trying to say it's an alt? I have a feeling it's an alt. I'm just trying to wait. Why would you type your username when I can see your username? Sure, if you're gonna try and tell me how to pronounce your username, go ahead, type it. Oh, here we go, another Deinosuchus. 110, not good enough. Is this an alt? It could be. I missed. I was hoping it'd land. It didn't. Goodness, the Spino gets fast with these two buffs. I don't remember. What are you hunting for? Deinosuchus. An arc. Yeah, I'm hunting for Deinosuchus. The giant crocodile alligator on the thumbnail? I mean, I would think the thumbnail would say what I'm hunting for. But I guess I have been streaming for over 2 hours, so maybe you thought I was hunting for something else. I'm hunting for Deinosuchus, though. Yeah. I'm hunting for. I guess you haven't watched enough of the stream to see that I've been specifically killing low-level Deinosuchus that I don't want. 157? I think I want to be pickier than that. It does seem to be a damage boost, that blood frenzy. No, that's not damage boost. It's doing less damage. Increase swim speed by 25% and immunity to stuns. Well, it's an increase. That's a and run speed Oh, okay. Yeah, Blood Frenzy's not that great, but it's not bad either. It stacks well with the water buff. I like it. Jeez, it's so slow without those buffs, though. Or it feels slow without them. There we go. Water buff is ours again. Deinosuchus out there. Level 28. Oughta get rid of it. It's taking up space. Goodness, that swim speed's insane. I like your dino versus other dino YouTube shorts. I'm glad you like them. They are the bulk of my content. Well, they were until I started live streaming a lot. Not seeing any other Deinosuchus around yet. Oh, man. Oh. Oh. Dang, I stretched and had some big pops in my shoulder. Ooh. Do you have primal fear? No, I don't. I am not interested in overhaul mods. too much of the vanilla game and some mods that I want to experience. Like, I know this is a modded creature, but it's not an overhaul mod creature. It's just an addition to the game. I'm happy with that. Oh, it's been 30 minutes already? Man, that felt short. Or it's a new account. This really doesn't feel like it's been 30 minutes, but I guess it could have been easily. No, it doesn't. You're talking about its charged attack. You're talking about the charged attack, dude. I mean, yeah, the paw swipes, it does. But just because Shadowmane has to stand still as well, doesn't mean Shadowmane's bad. Starting an argument with me and making it to where no one wants to stay around and listen to the argument feels like sabotaging. Because how many times have you started an argument over Burrowbuck and pointing out that Shadowmane has to stay still and Pyromane has to stay still to kind of do more damage? They're still good. And they also have more health than Burrowbuck, so and armor. They have natural armor that makes up for it. Burrowbuck doesn't. You're bringing them. Oh my. That's it. I'm not having this. You're so incredibly stupid all the time. I'm so sick of you. I'm done. I'm done with it. I'm done with all of it. Why can't I attack? This is not good. I think the server's crashed. I have infinite stamina. I can't attack. Oh, there we go. Oh, cool. Thanks for doing it twice. So did it crash? It wasn't a game crash. It still says there's 6 people. That feels like a server crash, which it crashed earlier before I got on because my friend told me about it. So I think it was a server crash. We'll see. We'll sit here and wait for a few minutes. It's not fun if it crashed again. That means it'll go... If it crashed, it'll probably revert back by a few minutes. Well, a few being like over 10. I don't think Schubil's German. He might be. Maybe he didn't originate. He comes more off like an Indonesian guy. That's how dumb he is. Alright, I would say that is a server crash. I have rewards to claim. Let's claim our rewards. There you go. That's what I was trying to do. No reason for all this to be shown. I'll pull it back up whenever I'm actually trying to get into the server or something. It's weird how the other guy would stop chatting in chat whenever when Schubilt shows up. Suspicious. Okay, Ragnarok is not up right now, so we'll give it a few minutes. We will give it a little bit. There we go. Okay. Okay. Let's try this one more time. If it doesn't work, I might end the stream here. I don't want to end the stream here. What does it say I own again? I don't own Tides of Fortune. I don't own this. I don't own this. And I don't own this. I own the Pyromane, Tall Tales, Astrios. That's it. Now I own 7. Wait a minute. Didn't I only own 3 or 6 before? This menu is buggy, dude. How can you have a bugged out DLC menu, too? Can't even get your DLC menu working correctly. Goodness. This is gonna be rough, isn't it? This is rough. Maybe I should have came up with more Pow World live stream ideas or something. Goodness. Are any other servers popping up? Hold on, like if I try Extinction. Yeah, it's there. So it's just ragged. Well, there might be other WAK servers that aren't up. Like, let's try the center. The center pops up. Okay, let's try Scorched Earth. Scorched Earth is up. So it's Ragnarok so far that's down, that we're finding. No, Astrios is down. Okay. That's down. Valguero. Let's see about Valguero, guys. Valguero is up. Okay, so Rag and Astrios, or whatever you call it. Astrarios, whatever. I don't know. People need to come up with names that can actually be pronounced. The island can be played on. It's up. Aberration. Let's see, Aberration. Aberration is up. Two out of the rest of the maps, 2 of the maps are down. I haven't even been to Genesis on the WAK servers yet. Is Rag back up yet? No, this is taking forever, dude. Are they even trying to get it back up? Bro, I was doing center cave drops and my game froze and I lost all my crap. Jeez. I wish I could come on and try and maybe help you, but I can't join the server. And the grapple hook being bugged made it impossible to get my stuff back. Jeez. That's rough. I've been waiting 10 minutes for this Ragnarok server to come back up, and it won't come back up. Am I even trying to join the WAK Ragnarok server? The WAK Ragnarok? Yes, I am. And it's still not up yet. Well, that's unfortunate. It's in the lava. The only way I can get help is support ticket. Well, you know they wouldn't help you before it is gone. So you'd have to know what's in it, I guess. Oh, let's see. Yeah, hopefully they won't be a pain in the butt about giving you your stuff back. Hopefully, the Ragnarok server can come back on within the next century, because it's been 10 minutes and it's not back up. Okay. Why don't we go into single player and do some, like, testy roos? You know what? Let's go into single player, and let's mess around with the Evo creatures a little bit. Show them off. Because I think they're amazing. Anything else I want to activate in here and mess with, I think? Activate that, I guess. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Nope, never mind. Almost read a chat that I've already read. I do that a lot. Yeah, that seems good. Let's mess around with the Evo creatures. The new ones. The land ones. I don't know how they made the Evo Giga look so incredibly fiery in the DLC. Or not DLC, the trailer. Because it's not as fiery looking whenever you just, like, spawn it in. Okay. Putting in commands, so this isn't an issue. I can't use the cheat leave me alone command in single player or it crashes. What is wrong with this game, dude? Man, how am I going to stream this every day this week, almost every day this week, if this is the issues I'm having? They need to stop touching this game. Oh my goodness. Why can't anything work? Why can't anything work? Nothing works in this game, dude. Nothing. Nothing works. It crashes when I use a command that always works every other time. Oh my goodness. Okay, I just won't use that command. It doesn't have to be on. I'm not doing a battle video, so it's whatever. I'll just use GCM then. And if that doesn't work, then I'm ending the stream. Yup, it doesn't work. Alright. I'm tired of waiting on Ragnarok. Let's see. Does it need an update? Any updates needed? Let's see. We tamed some Deinosuchus, so we did that, and we argued with a moron on stream for like 2 hours, so. Or an hour or so, I don't know. Way too long, that's for sure. And now Arc doesn't work. I'll have to get on separately and do stuff later. No updates found here. Nothing here. Okay, so we can't have any fun in single player. And we can't rejoin the Ragnarok server yet. And it's been like 15 minutes. We've been waiting on stream for like 15 minutes to join this server. That will not come back up. WAK PvE, no wipe, Ragnarok ×4. That was the server I'm on, or was on. Will not come back up after 15 minutes. Okay. Well, I think I'm done then. This hasn't been fun. I don't want to sit here and wait on stream. I'll have to wait anyway to get my stuff separately. So I hope everyone enjoyed stream somehow. I know I could have enjoyed it more. I know it could have been more enjoyable, but someone doesn't care, and I like to debate too much, I guess. So hope y'all enjoyed. Hope if anyone new is watching that they leave a like and subscribe if they're new and want to see more. And I hope that everyone who hasn't checks out more of my channel and all the content on it. I'm going to end it here because this is boring. This is going to be really boring to wait an unknown amount of time for the server to come back up. So, I'll give it one more chance, even though I just did an outro. One more chance. One more chance. Sign up. Yeah, I'm done. Alright. Catch all of you tomorrow. I'm live streaming every day this week. Unless something happens, which it probably won't. But I will make a YouTube community post